Would we survive history's worst pandemics? Welcome. Today you're going to time travel with me back into history. We're going to relive some of the world's worst pandemics. And we're going to see if me and you have a chance of surviving. I'm here to give you the lore on these pandemics, and we're going to order them on a tier list. Let's get to it. Spanish flu. It's 1918. Me and you are hardworking factory employees in New York City in support of World War I efforts. And I'm your boy Los, and I'm working with you side by side every day, and we grinding. I'm talking about making ammunition, rifles, steel, explosives, you name it. Until one day I come in and I say that morning I woke up with a sore throat, and you could tell I'm not really feeling on the up and up. Something's off. Next day I come in complaining more. My work isn't the same. I'm fatigued. I'm complaining about a headache all day. I'm coughing. I'm starting to get sick. Next day, I don't come to work. It gets so bad that I call off with a fever during a war effort. So you know it's bad. Fourth day comes, and now you come to work with a sore throat. You end up repeating this same cycle that I just went through until you are forced to call off work and stay home with the fever. Now your family's worried about you. They have you put up in the back room. They're giving you rest. They're bringing you soup. They're trying to let you recover. But things keep getting worse. You begin vomiting. And not only that, you are having the worst diarrhea of your entire life. Boy, you was f***ed up right now. Now, things continue this way, and one day your family comes in and they give you some unfortunate news. Your boy Los is gone. He's gotten a lot worse since the last time you seen him, and he did not make it. Now, for you, going through the same things I went through, laying in bed with the Spanish flu. Good luck. Listen here, the Spanish flu infected a third of the world's population, 500 million people at the time. 50 million people did not make it. Possibly up to 100 million people didn't make it. Now, for all you optimists, I know you're probably running to the comments already. Well, Los, 50 million out of 500, that's a 10% chance I won't make it. Just because you didn't make it, don't mean that I can't make it. Tough luck, buddy. See, this happens to be the one flu that disproportionately affects young adults. See, with flus, usually they do their most damage with the very young or the very old. Not this time. See, us strapping young bucks and you beautiful young ladies out there watching, we're cooked. For the tier ranking, I'm absolutely putting this at the highest level, RIP. I mean, just for the fact that if you're watching this and you're a young adult and knowing that you could get hit just as hard by this, I really don't think we stand a chance. The Spanish flu is arguably one of the worst pandemics we've ever had. Like, you can't argue that it is number one. That being said, we have to go in RIP here. I mean, it's just not, it's not looking too good for us at all. Smallpox virus. So let me take you through our story with the smallpox virus. It's 1955. You and I are high school seniors, with 3 months until we graduate, until we're finally free and we could go conquer the world with all of our ambitious endeavors. And we're powering through that last semester of school until we're not feeling so hot. We start to have all of your flu-like symptoms. School nurse sends us home. Before long, we start noticing these flat spots all over our skin. And soon after that, these spots develop into blisters. And holy shit, we have the smallpox virus. And boy, oh boy, are we weathering the storm. We're really going through it and things are not getting any better. But then eventually, these blisters end up scabbing over. And things really aren't seeming as bad as the worst days. And thankfully, to the man upstairs, we end up pulling through. See, now smallpox virus has been battering humankind for centuries. But at this time in 1955, the death rate from smallpox was around 30%, give or take. Now I'm gonna make the executive decision this time that we did pull through on this one, but not so fast. You thought I was letting you off that easy? So let me take you through our story with the smallpox virus. It's 1633. You and I are teenagers of the Cherokee Native American tribe. These strange, pale, fair-skinned people that come from faraway lands on boat are now living amongst us. Now, some of them are cool, but for the most part, it's a lot of beef with these guys. But whether we're cool with them or not, one thing is always for certain. Every time we are around these people, death soon follows. Last time we were around these people and trading with these fellows, the cool ones, we started feeling sick about 2 weeks later. We can't even go out to hunt anymore. We're having a lot of flu-like symptoms. And we started noticing small patches across our skin. They turn into horrific blisters. We've never had anything like this. And this virus is so terrible, so agonizing, so unbelievably unbearable that we do not make it. Now, the difference why, you might ask, why you and I did not survive as Native Americans is because these people had no type of tolerance or immunity to the European settlers bringing those European diseases over. Now, they've been dealing with that for centuries over in Europe, but us as natives in this scenario, we were not ready for this. Smallpox virus had over a 90% death rate for us. It absolutely obliterated, wiped out our community, along with other diseases, but smallpox virus was at the top of the list. That being said, as natives, we are absolutely as far as this tier ranking, 1955 Americans, high school seniors, I'm putting us in toss-up. It is a, decent chance that we can pull through, and which in our scenario, we did. But for Native Americans, this is absolutely going to rest in peace. Typhoid fever. It's 1906, and I'm taking us back to New York. And I'm your brother. We're still living at home with both parents. And honestly, life is pretty comfortable for us. Life is so comfortable, in fact, that our dad can afford to hire a cook for the family. Now, this cook, she's a lovely, sweet lady named Mary. So life is going pretty good. And Mary actually happens to be a pretty great cook. But one day we start feeling bad. I'm talking about fever, vomiting, headache. We lost our appetite. And I actually end up developing a rash all over my skin that doctors are coming through and saying that they're rose spots. We have contracted typhoid fever, and we are yet another victim of Typhoid Mary. Now, who is Typhoid Mary? Typhoid Mary was a woman who immigrated to the United States at 15 years old. And the main thing you need to know about her is everywhere she worked and spent a significant time at, an abnormal, absurd amount of people were contracting typhoid fever. Even though Mary was not symptomatic and she always appeared to be rather healthy, but that doesn't change the facts. She goes cook for her first family. Almost all of them contract typhoid fever. She goes cook for the second family. Almost all of them contract typhoid fever. Third family, same story. Fourth family, same story. Fifth, sixth, seventh, him, her, bodies. Now listen, eventually authorities catch on to this. And they track this trail of Mary leaving typhoid everywhere with these people. So they go through these efforts to isolate her, take her away from the general public. She ends up going back to the United States mainland, going back into the general population, changing her name, working for more people, and infecting more people. Now, it was and is a lot of controversy and discourse about whether it was moral or just for Mary to be isolated as she was, eventually until her death, even though she did not show any signs, symptoms, anything of the nature of typhoid fever. I want you to tell me, if you were the authoritative figure and you had to make this call, what would you have done? Now, back to us. Typhoid fever around this time. Without treatment, you're not looking too good, but you have, give or take, around a 20% chance of passing away from this. With treatment, that goes significantly lower. For this tier ranking, I am going to give us a great chance at surviving. As long as we get us some treatment and stay the hell away from Mary, I think we should be good on this one. HIV, AIDS. So this is in an unspecified year, but after 1981. Me and you are at the bar having a good time, getting drinks, dancing to the music, having fun. And I see a young lady that I like, and you see somebody that you like, and they see us too. And both sides are liking what they see. Now, here's the difference between me and you. I like to take things slow, okay? I took the young lady's number. You took your bar crush home. You're back at the crib. Things are getting hot and heavy. I mean, this is the finest person that you've got this far with. Now, I'm going to give you two options. Option one, you could use the protection that you have at your disposal that is in the room with you and play it safe. Option two, you don't use protection because you really want to see what that they'll feel like. I need me some. Yeah. So I want you to pick one of these options. I'll be like Dora the Explorer and give you a second to tell me. Go. Okay, if you went with option two, unfortunately, that person that you slept with from the bar that night had HIV. And now, unfortunately, you have HIV. So depending on the year that this happened to you, it kind of varies on your survival rate. If it happened in the 80s, things are absolutely not looking good for you. I would have to put you in slim chance. But with advances in medicine and more modern times, treatment of HIV and AIDS has gotten a lot better. People are able to live out lengthy lives and even healthy lives while also being diagnosed with HIV. If we're talking more in recent times, I'm going to put this in the tier ranking of great chance, just because there is a great chance that you can still live a full life and you can be healthy. So there is a big difference. Scarlet fever epidemic. It's March 1859, and we're fourth grade best friends. I mean, I'm your buddy. I'm your road dog. We're always doing everything together, which is why I'm a little surprised and a little let down when you don't show up to school one day. Because who am I gonna play with today? It's me and you. We thick as thieves. Come on, where you at, man? So after school, I run fast as I can back to your house. I'm trying to see what the problem is. Your mom answers the door and she's saying that I can't see you. You can't come out, you can't come to the door. You were laid in bed, absolutely fried right now. Since the previous night and that morning, you've been battling a fever, headache, and you even have swollen lymph nodes. So I tell your mom that I said to get well soon and I can't wait to see you again. Over the next few days, you develop this unusual rash and your tongue is really bumpy. It has like these white spots on it and it feels like sandpaper. You have contracted the scarlet fever. At this time in Massachusetts, it was about 1.2 million people living there. 350,000 of them were under the age of 16. Unfortunately for us, being fourth graders in this situation, we're in that group that scarlet fever was hitting the hardest. 2,069 people fell victim to the scarlet fever in 1859 alone. Almost all of them under that age range of 16 years old. Now, I know I did you dirt on the last one and let you get that disease by yourself. And well, I did it again on this one. But look, for this one on this tier ranking, oh man, I'm gonna give you a great chance here. 2069 is a lot, but I'm being nice. It truly should be in toss up, but I'm gonna trust that we had good doctors and we were one of the fortunate kids to pull through in this terrible epidemic that happened in Massachusetts in 1859. The Black Death. It's May 1349. Me and you were neighbors in London, England. And my goodness, there's an apocalypse happening outside. Dead bodies lining the streets. Most of the people we know, our neighbors, our family, our friends, they lay waste out there in the piles of dead bodies as well. In the streets, there's feces. In our houses, there's fleas in our clothes, and in our sheets. We're utterly terrified to step foot outside of our door. We can't be around each other. We can't be around anyone for the fear that we'll contract this abomination that God has bestowed on us. Right now, me and you are losing hope, and we're wondering how God could abandon us in a time like this. One day, we're bitten by one of these fleas that is carrying the Black Death, and our most grave fear, our worst nightmare, has now become a reality. We have contracted the bubonic plague, better known as the Black Death. Fevers onset, chills take over, headaches hammer inside of our skulls. We're so weak and fatigued that we can't muster the energy or the willpower to put up a fight against this plague. And then it happens. Huge, painful black boils start to form on our skin, all over our body, but especially in our armpits, neck, and groin area. Before long, these black boils explode, causing one of the worst pains known to humankind. They discharge pus and bacteria, significantly increasing the chances of those within range of us of contracting the Black Death. Now, me and you only have a handful of hours of life left to live before we fall victim in history to the Black Death. Anywhere from 30% to 60% of Europe at this time perished from the bubonic plague or Black Death. That's 75 million up to 200 million people at the time. This is 100% going at the top of rest in peace. That's all I have for you guys today. In the comments, let me know what your tier rankings would be and give me more ideas for other tier lists to do. And don't just give me those ideas, give me the idea and drop a couple topics you want me to include in that video. I hope you learned something today, and I hope to see you again soon. I'm out of here.